Okay, welcome back, guys. Now, today what we're going to do is we're going to continue working on our critical essay exam knowledge. And what we're going to do today is I'm going to give you an understanding of the basics when it comes to the way that essays are structured. I'm going to talk a little bit about essay questions, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what you need to do uh, in preparation for sort of writing your essay. Okay, so let's begin. There you go. Okay, now when it comes to your essay, as I said before, the basic thing to understand when it comes to any critical essay, any essay in general, is that an essay is essentially just an answer to a question. So the entire essay revolves around the question. This is extremely important to know, and it is something that you should write down. The essay revolves around the question, okay? The entire essay should be focused on the question. The question is the most important thing when it comes to the essay. Now, the most common, to show you what I'm saying, the most common sort of mistake that students make, the most common sort of thing that takes students from one grade down to another, to a lower grade, is that they'll write a nice essay, but the essay won't answer the question, or the essay will basically sort of it will just hit the question at certain points, but it won't be completely focused on the question sort of as a whole. So it's very, very important that you understand this and that you keep this in mind anytime that you're writing an essay. The most important thing to focus on is the question itself. So that tells you that when you're in the exam, the first thing that you need to do is you need to pick the right question. Okay, and what we'll do is in a few videos forward, a few lessons forward, what we'll do is we'll actually talk about how to pick or which questions to pick. But for now, all you need to know is that the question is sort of the most important thing when it comes to writing your essay. Okay, now a sort of example question, a very kind of common sort of question that you could get would be a question talking about sort of the emotions in the text. This is like a little nice sort of example kind of question that we can look at. Now, in terms of the question itself, what you want to do, okay, is you want to be able to recognize sort of the most important parts of the question, and the most important parts of the question are going to be, okay, or the most important part of the question is going to be what it specifically asks you about. So what you should do, okay, and I actually have the steps sort of here. So this is preparation. Okay, so write this down. So here is the preparation that you engage in before you actually write your essay. And I would do this before you get to the exam, and then also just take 2 minutes and do sort of like a fast version of this when you're sitting in the exam hall itself. So take like one of the pieces of paper, or even take the question paper itself. If you can write on it, take the question paper itself and just write on the inside, or just take a piece of paper. Just take a piece of paper that you've got and basically just write the question down, okay? And then when you've done that, underline the key parts of the question. Now, again, most of the time it's just going to be sort of one thing. It could be if this said choose a text which deals with a main character that with main character that experiences, a main character that experiences a powerful emotion. Choose choose a text that deals with a main character that experiences a powerful emotion. Then this also would be something else that you underline. So basically just whatever the important bits of the question are, the key bits, the bits that ask you about something specifically, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and underline them. Why do you want to do that? Because those are what your essay needs to be about. That's why you want to do it, and you want to have it right there so you can see, oh, I need to make sure my essay is talking about this, and it's not talking about something else random. Now, another thing before we move on, another thing which sort of gets connected to this is what you want to do, okay, is you want to study the text and study the quotes and study the main characters in such a way that you understand them, you understand, you've analyzed them, and you've got practice analyzing them, so that whatever the question is, you can apply your knowledge and understanding to the question. What you don't want to do, what I highly recommend that you don't do, okay, is I don't recommend that you memorize an essay and then go in and then try and sort of write that essay down to answer the question. The reason you don't want to do this is because you can't guarantee that the sort of essay you've memorized will sort of fit the questions that you get given. A much superior strategy approach is to understand the text, okay, fundamentally, which again is just about what is the story, who are the main characters, what do the main characters want, what are their personalities, and then what is the setting, okay, where is the story, where does the story take place, what does it look like, and then what are 6 key quotes, and how have I analyzed them in such a way? How have I practiced analyzing them in such a way that I know every single sort of word in the quote? I know how to analyze it, and I've got practice in doing that. That is far superior, okay, to memorizing an entire essay. Basically, with the way that I'm telling you, the strategy that I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what the question is. If you understand the text, the question is not important in terms of you don't need a specific question because you can answer any question. The way to understand this is think of something that you know really well. Like, for example, if you asked me about English, or about National 5 English or higher English, or uh, you asked me about a certain subject, like something else, like, I don't know, maybe like martial arts or something. If you ask me a certain question, it doesn't really matter what the question is. I should be able to answer it just based on the fact that I've put a lot of time and effort into learning and into studying and into doing the work, which would allow me to sort of answer the questions that you have. So you want to be the same way. You want to be like a master. You don't want to be just someone that has a sort of canned answer, but you're not able to sort of adapt to whatever question you get. Okay, so those are just some things to keep in mind. So underline the key bits of the question, then write down what you will specifically focus on. And all this means, okay, is just answering sort of these 2 parts here. So if we were doing, for example, The Great Gatsby, what you would do is you just underline the question, and then you go like this, main character, that's going to be Gatsby. So you just put this sort of in, this is your planning basically. On the scrap, you just say main character Gatsby. Now you know, okay, this essay is going to be about Gatsby. And then for the emotion, you would just say, dissatisfaction, or if you wanted to make it even simpler, you would just say sadness due to not having what he wants yet, to not getting what he wants. And then what this means, okay, is this means now that you know exactly, so this is what it means by specific focus. It means you know now exactly what it is you're going to be writing your essay on. So now I know that my essay is going to be on The Great Gatsby. It's going to be on the character of Gatsby, and it's going to be on how he is sad because he doesn't get what he wants. He doesn't have what he wants. Do you see how that is far easier to write about, and it's far more sort of clear compared to if I just try and write an essay with just this question? To write an essay, choose a text which deals with the main character that experiences a powerful emotion. It's very broad. It could be about many things. It could be about 100,000 different things. To write an essay on The Great Gatsby explaining why he's sad because he doesn't get what he wants, that's extremely focused. Yeah, it's only about one thing, and then I can go deep based on that one thing. So that is exactly what you want to do. Okay, you want to make the focus of your essay very clear. And all that means, again, is just looking at the question, look at what you've underlined, and then answering or putting sort of like the answer in terms of what that means for you in terms of the text. Just basically saying what that is going to be. So before you write your essay, you put the focus. Okay, put the focus. Who is the main character you're going to write about? It's Gatsby. What is the powerful emotion you're going to write about? It's sadness. Just like that. Just like that. Okay, and then what you want to do, okay, is you want to make a paragraph plan. Now, what I recommend is you do this beforehand, before you get to your exam, and you do memorize this paragraph plan. And the way that you're going to create this paragraph plan is going to be in such a way that, again, you can apply it to sort of any question that you get, or most questions that you get. So you want to have a paragraph plan, and I'm going to show you an example of this sort of in a minute. You want to have a paragraph plan that you are able to apply, okay, to many questions, and the plan should be sort of structured with sort of 2 quotes. It should look basically like this, and don't worry about sort of copying this down right now because we're going to do a lesson completely on this. So it should have sort of 2 quotes, 2 quotes, 2 quotes, and these are your main body paragraphs. And again, I'm going to explain this sort of specifically in the next sort of lesson. Okay, so then you make a paragraph plan, and as I said before, you do all of this so that you focus on the question. The main biggest reason that students lose marks is they don't focus on the question. Doing all of these things will help you to avoid that. Okay, and again, this is specific focus. What is it you're going to talk about? And again, this is just talking about this. Okay, so in sum, remember, before you go and write your essay, what you want to do is write the question down, underline the key parts of the question, write down what you're going to do in terms of those key parts, and then think about your paragraph plan. Okay, write down your paragraph plan. So you've memorized it, so it should take you just 2 minutes to write out. Yeah, even if you write like a small, short version of it. And then what that means is when you're sitting in the exam room, you'll now have a very clear focus in terms of you're going to write, say, for example, about if you said your focus was this, you'll have a very clear focus in terms of this essay is going to be about the character of Gatsby, why he's sad because he doesn't have what he wants, he doesn't get what he wants. And then the beautiful thing is, on top of that, with your paragraph plan, now you know, oh, I'm going to write about this in paragraph 1, I'm going to write about this in paragraph 2, and I'm going to write about this in paragraph 3. So you know exactly what you're going to write about, you know how you're going to write about it in terms of the steps, and this will make your life so much easier, and it will make your essay so much better as well. So this is what you do for the preparation. What we're going to do next, okay, is we're going to look at sort of essay structuring and essay planning in the next lesson. But just keep all of this in mind. It is extremely important. Okay, I'll see you in the next lesson.